Welcome to English Impulse, the podcast for English learners and, well, basically everyone.
Every episode, Claire and I chat about the latest trends, news, and of course, all the juicy gossip. Hi, Claire.
Hi, Annie.
Hi, everyone. Okay, so this is what we're doing. Claire, I'm going to read you some quotes.
Okay.
And I want you to tell me when you think they were written.
Oh, I'm very good at quotes.
Yes, you are. I know.
Yeah.
That's why I thought you'd like this.
Okay, go.
Okay. A few 35-year-old friends just now are leaving their parents' nest. Many friends are getting married or having a baby for the first time. They're doing the kinds of things our society used to expect from 25-year-olds.
Who said it?
Yeah, or like when you think it was said.
Well, it certainly sounds relative to today's society where people are leaving their parental homes a lot later.
That's right.
Mid-30s. I think I heard even today early 40s.
That's right.
So I would say, again, I think Spanish society, they always tended to stay longer in the parental home than maybe, for example, the Irish where we were kicked out at 18.
Yeah, us too. No, this was written in 1984 by the Wall Street Journal. So this is about US, which is really surprising to me. 1984.
Wow, yeah, I wouldn't have thought that in the US even then.
I know, right? Okay, let me ask you another one.
Okay.
Or tell you another one. They think they know everything and are always quite sure about it.
Oh, I'd say any boss in any company nowadays complaining about younger people, the younger generations. I mean, we're hearing them every day. They're lazy.
That's right.
They answer you back. They don't want to do unpaid overtime. So I'd say that's quite, again, relative to today's generation of young people.
Right. That was Aristotle in the 4th century BC.
Wow. That's kind of a long time ago.
Yes, so that was a little further back from 1984. That's right. 4th century BC, Aristotle complaining that young people think they know everything.
Well, that's not really surprising because I think every generation complains about the next generation.
That's my point. That's my point.
Okay.
This one is it might give it away some of the vocabulary that I'm going to say, but
okay.
Cinemas and motor cars were blamed for a flagging interest among young people in present-day politics. So basically here they were saying that all this new technology makes young people not interested in today's politics and what's really happening in the world.
Okay, again, that could have been said maybe in the 50s or the 60s, but take away the word cinema and you just replace it with social media.
That's right.
And it's the same old complaint.
That's right. Well, this was written in 1938.
Wow.
I know. So the big technology boom then was the cinemas and the motor cars, and that was taking the interest of kids away from politics.
Yeah, so have you got any more?
I've got, yeah, okay. Hold on. Here's one about parents. Parents themselves were often the cause of many difficulties. They frequently failed in their obvious duty to teach self-control and discipline to their own children.
Well, parents always fail, don't they? I mean, tell me a parent when they do a good job.
Well, apparently not in 1938,
wow.
Because that's when this was written. So we're not only critical of younger generations throughout the years, we're also critical of parents.
Yeah, no, well, it's very true. Very true.
Okay, well, let's switch gears here. We've
okay.
talked about all the things that we say about the younger generations. Now, there's some things that people say about us who are more experienced in life.
Yeah.
No? So one of them says here, elder millennial here, and I don't understand the amount of shame that older generations have about family secrets or mistakes they've made, sweeping things under the rug, aka denial. It's exhausting and a waste of time.
Oh, I don't want to talk about that. Oh, I couldn't possibly talk about that.
Yeah. There's nothing to talk about.
There's nothing to talk about.
I firmly agree with this statement.
Uncle John was a very nice man.
Yeah.
He just happened to love to hug everybody.
That's right. Yes, I think this is quite intuitive. Like, at least, I don't know, but at least in my growing up, a lot of our parents hid things.
Oh, yeah, and secrets always come out
Always.
years later.
That's right.
Do you think younger generations are more open, talk more about their family affairs?
I guess that's still to be seen. I don't know yet, right? I don't know. But it's true that we've kind of passed down maybe this thing about this is not what we talk about, right?
Yeah, exactly. And again, one thing that I think has been addressed a lot more, and we talk a lot more openly about it, mental health.
Which is another complaint that one of these people say that I think generations should try to empathize more when it comes to mental health. We're not just looking for attention and feeling sorry for ourselves. It's legit an illness, and it shouldn't be looked at as something that isn't serious.
Well, again, and when we can look at other types of disabilities that were, but I'm not literally swept under the carpet, but hidden away. For example, mental disabilities, Down syndrome.
Oh yeah.
Any kind of simply the fact you were unable to walk.
PTSD for soldiers coming back from war.
Exactly, there were so many things that were ignored, and that wasn't healthy.
No.
One thing I'm always fascinated when I came here, people live in flats here.
Yeah.
Most entrances to buildings have steps.
Oh right, of course, yeah.
And not all buildings have lifts.
That's right.
So you think, in the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, somebody in a wheelchair,
right,
they simply just didn't leave the house.
Exactly. Well, of course.
Anybody with any type of illness which was visible, they just weren't seen in public.
Yeah.
So again, these are things that we have overcome. These are things that we're dealing with. These are things that society has bettered themselves in a way.
Yeah.
And now we're coming out, speaking out about mental illnesses, which again were taboo subjects years ago.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you one more.
Okay.
And then we'll leave it there. This one says, "Stop telling us to have kids." The older generation should stop telling the younger people to have kids. And a lot of that is that like they feel like it's their responsibility to pay into the system, and have kids making the economy run, and that they don't want to feel that responsibility.
We are here to procreate. Annie, we are here to procreate. That is our job in life. And again, all generations did the same.
That's right. Every generation has been having less children, so it's nothing new.
Exactly. So in the minute you get married, and when will you be expecting the new?
That's
born?
right. Is it time for the next one? Is it time for the next kid?
Again, society is very cruel.
Society is very cruel, and that's the idea that we need to maybe be a little more lighthearted.
I think so. Yeah.
We do remember what it was like to be young.
We do.
We remember how much pressure there was, so we should probably emphasize a little more. And those of us who are still young, maybe we need to show a little more respect.
It's a sad reality when something you just said there. We all remember when we're young. Well, it's not only that we never forget.
I know
that the older you get, it's like you look at yourself in the mirror and you see an old face, but inside you're still that 15-year-old.
Totally,
and that never goes away.
I know. That's interesting, right?
So
but that face keeps getting older.
Well, there are remedies. We'll talk about that another day.
Yeah, that's for another day. That's right. Okay. Well, let's wrap it up here. Let's hear from our audience. What are some other things that people say about your generation, and how do you feel about that?
Exactly. Are you suffering from an older generation calling you out on every mistake you make? Or are you an older generation complaining about the younger generation?
That's right. Tell us about it.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you.
All right.
Okay. Bye.